guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So we have the newest DOKKANFEST here in the game. This is a Super Saiyan Trunks. Trunks is looking damn good right here. Very good SSR art right here. So we have a Super Saiyan Trunks who is going to Dokkan Awaken. He becomes Super Saiyan Trunks again. But then he transforms into Super Trunks. So, you know, we've got a Super Saiyan Trunks that transforms into Super Trunks. Definitely think this is a good idea for a DOKKANFEST. The only problem is I think that they made this guy probably a little bit too restrictive, which I do think is an issue. It's just because, like, if we quickly take a look at a Super Trunks character, right? Like, let's go ahead and take a look at the category teams that this guy buffs. And it's just like, you quickly see, dude, he's got 50 teams he's buffing. We're talking really small niche teams, right? Like, he's on Future. We're definitely going to get a Vegito Blue. Like, it's not like, oh, you know, people are just hoping for nothing. Like, dude, it's Vegito Blue. Like, he's going to come very soon, right? So it's like, having more options for Future could be good. Trunks is on Rapid Growth. He's on Mastered Evolution. He's on Heavenly Events. These are the types of teams that really could use strong characters. But they gave this Trunks this really... I just don't like this design choice so much. They gave him the Android/Cell Saga restriction. He needs 3 Android/Cell Saga allies on the team, and then this Trunks gets really good. I mean, it is balanced. At the very least, that there's a purpose to it, right? You know, sort of the choice, because once you transform into Super Trunks, I mean, this guy is like as good as it gets, basically. You know, this guy's, you know, he's the equivalent to God Mode 23rd World Tournament Goku. So it's like, I get it. I mean, I don't want to say it's poor design. I just want to say I hate the design of the restriction of the Android/Cell Saga units. Because if this guy was just a little bit more, like, I would rather he was less good if that meant he could be used on all the teams. Because, I mean, he's just in so many places that, you know, it would be very advantageous for him to be used. I mean, is Trunks not on the 200% for, like, full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku? He is. Yeah, he is. Trunks has his own 200%. He has full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. He has Carnival Int Kid Gohan. He's on Kale's. And then, of course, he's on the Goku/Gohan exchange unit from 2022 Golden Week. So, you know, I think that they would have done better by not having this guy have his restrictions. But because of the restriction, it's very clear that they decided to give him a very, very high ceiling, which he has. So let's go ahead and jump in. I do really like Super Trunks as the pick. Look at his stats at level 1, by the way. This is the thing. Both Trunks and Gohan, they have very high stats at level 1, which means that they are probably not going to be as crazy, well, stat increases when they get their EZAs. Although, I mean, hopefully Dokkan will just compensate and give them better passes and stuff like that. Whatever. Let me level them up. 55%, of course, you guys know the way I do it. 55% level 1 links. We'll jump in and test out how good the transforming Super Trunks is. Alright, guys. I was literally just about to hop right in. And I'm a silly goose because we have to give him the sticker, of course. I mean, this is a DOKKANFEST character. We gotta give our boy the sticker. Alright, let's just quickly examine the sticker for Super Trunks. Okay. I mean, it looks fine, I guess. It could certainly look a little bit better. What about Super Trunks himself? Yeah, I mean, if only the aura was just a little bit thicker. Like, in the animations, like, look at, when we get there, look at the way Super Trunks' aura looks. It looks really good. Because I've talked about this a lot. I've mentioned Super Trunks needing a DOKKANFEST, and I point to that episode where him and Cell are fighting. I know that the dub title, it's called, like, Ghosts from the Future or something like that. Because, remember, both Trunks and Cell are from the future fighting in the present. Whatever. That episode is one of the best drawn episodes, period, of, like, OG Dragon Ball. Like, DBZ, GT, Dragon Ball, OG Dragon Ball. Like, it looks so good. So, it's like, I always thought, like, dude, like, both Cell and Trunks, they could take a lot from that episode because it just looks so damn good. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump in. We're going to fight Red Zone Cell. That's Red Zone Cell and Red Zone Freeze are typically my showcase stages, so it's going to be perfect because Trunks does have, like, Cell-based, like, parts of his passive, right? All right, guys, we're jumping in. The game has a nice sense of humor. I mean, like always, right? All right, so we get double Trunks turn 1, which is not the greatest. All right, so let's take a look at DOKKANFEST Super Trunks. So The number one most important thing to understand, and let's start the video by talking about this, is Super Trunks' passive and the restriction, right? So he gets 2 ki and 150% attack and defense at the start of turn. Ki on a TUR is very good, right? Like, let's take a look at this. I mean, he's auto-supering right here. That is good. We love that. We do love that. But then, I mean, it's just too much from this restriction. He then gets an extra 100% attack and defense, an additional that has a 70% chance of being a super, and a high chance to the guard with 3 or more Android Saga allies on the team. Now, a lot of people are going to laser focus in on that guard, which, I mean, yeah, I get it. But I don't really think it's the biggest deal. You know, a lot of times characters, besides like, you know, I don't know, Orange Piccolo or like Bulma or something, like characters are typically balanced. Like they're not like just like, oh my god, you know, their dicks are on the table and everything is just steamrolled without any effort, effortlessly. Like there's always like, they have like some kind of drawbacks or restrictions. I don't mind the guard chance for Trunks because it's with a purpose. It's like 23rd World Tournament Goku. There's a real purpose to it. Not like Super Buu, his sucks. Because his character is completely, like, LR Super Buu sucks. But Trunks is fine. My bigger concern here is Trunks, his additional is tied to the restriction. That's the important part. Because you need to transform into Super Trunks. You could transform into Super Trunks when Trunks does 5 attacks. So, you know, we would do our first one. We have the guaranteed additional from the Andros Saga restriction. Then, one thing that is interesting and unique about this Trunks, he does have an active skill attack, and he can use it in both Super Trunks form and Super Saiyan Trunks form. Slightly different animations, which is good. I do like that. I mean, it is... Yeah, I mean, it's slightly different animations, right? Now, his active, you could do this on turn 3 when HP is 60% or more. It's possible that we get completely cucked with HP, but you don't even really need to build this guy huge with additionals to be able to transform easily. I mean, definitely, this guy is such an obvious full dodge to me. I mean, to really strengthen him, I guess, in his base form. And then that could, I think, give Super Trunks a little bit of extra strength, right? You know, he'll be tanky, but, I mean, he's still going to take damage from the biggest bosses, right? Remember, it's like, yeah, you could live, like, Omega Shenron supering, like, you know, Rainbow, Link level 10, you know, Super Trunks out there. But, like, you just dodge it and you're going to save, you know, 250k HP or something like that, which is very helpful. But additionals would be very good. If you give Trunks a lot of additionals, it should pretty much guarantee that on his 3rd time showing up, you'll be able to transform into Super Trunks, right? Which really is the goal. Now, let's take a look at what his defense is looking like right here. So, remember, this is Link level 1. We're, you know, just starting out. He's at 120k right here. He gets 70% defense on Super, and then he gets 30% attack and defense from his Super attack effect. So, it's like, if he doesn't guard, I mean, it's definitely going to be tricky. By the time we get to the big bosses, you are definitely going to want to be in Super Trunks form, and then it's toying around with his active skill and the shenanigans there. Alright, let's take a look at what the friend, 55% Super Saiyan Trunks is looking like. Again, oh, there's some Link levels already done. Is there equips? No equips. Okay. But there are some Link levels being done. You can see the little bit of extra defense the friend one has. That's from the Link levels. Alright, let's see. We'll put Trunks right here in slot 1, and we'll see how he's going to do. I'm going to hold back with them, which I can't really do. I'm just going to do that. The video, we're focused on Super Trunks, right? Not those monsters. All right, let's see. So he gives us a 5 million attack stat. I mean, that's definitely nothing crazy. I mean, his additional has a good shot of showing up. Oof, but we didn't get it. That's a 70% right there. Okay. No hidden potential system additional, of course. This is 55% Link level 1, no equips. It's the way I always do it. So Trunks doesn't have the capability of doing the hidden potential system additional at the moment. Trunks is a great character, I think. I think I must have like a level 5 additional, level 4 dodge or something like that. Trunks is a character I think I might give that to because, you know, there is definitely real benefit to both additionals and dodge for him. Now, I brought this Gohan here just so we could point and laugh for the most part. Yeah, so 55% Super Saiyan Gohan. Same thing as Trunks. Now, he's at 77k defense, so you're probably thinking to yourself, oh, well, I mean, he's guarding, or he's got dodge, or he's got damage reduction. No, Actually, no, he does not. This Gohan has 77k defense, and they want him to get hit, by the way. They want him... They're telling... Yeah, please get hit. Get hit. He builds up by getting hit. It's just a joke. It's an utter ridiculous joke. It annoys me to no end. Because this Gohan, this STR Super Saiyan Gohan right here, he would be very helpful for Trunks. Trunks needs 3 Android Cell Saga allies besides himself, right? Now, I actually, you know, I have, what, 1 extra Android Cell Saga ally? Because it's just I wanted to get the Gohan in here. There's a couple. I probably should have looked at the Android Cell Saga team before we jumped in. There's a couple of options you could use. We could do Tech Future Android 17 and 18. We could bring them for shenanigans. Remember that Super Trunks, once he transforms, does have a Ghost Usher. So it's like we potentially, you know, could have like a triple Ghost Usher like setup. You know, it's definitely something we could do. Oh, nice. 81k there, Gohan, huh? Okay, pretty good. I love that. Awesome. Glad I brought him. All right, now we are able to do the active. Pretty important, all things considered, that we do this active, and it will allow us to transform into Super Trunks on the next turn. Turn 5 is the earliest you could transform with Super Trunks. I would say that's probably going to be pretty consistent. The 3rd time Trunks comes out, again, I think it's going to be pretty consistent. You're going to be seeing Super Trunks transformation on your 3rd time using him. I don't think it's going to be like uncommon or, oh, we got lucky this time. I think it's going to be a pretty consistent thing. All right, let's pop the active skill. So we could do his active skill right here. Remember, it counts as an attack. We also will be able to do the active skill again once he transforms. So we don't have to worry about saving it or anything like that. Now, Trunks, it's pretty, considering this is just turn 3, I think that this active skill is even pretty good. So he greatly raises attack temporarily, does ultimate damage to the enemy, and he does attack break them. So right here, he's going to attack break the heal that Cell is going to do. That's what the attack break is going to be on. And we could do this starting from turn 3 if HP is 60% or more. Let's go ahead and pop this. Let's go. Now, I only briefly alluded to it earlier, but Trunks, against Cell, Trunks is super effective against all types. Maybe one minor negative for the active skill here on base, although I still think it's pretty... Getting an attack break this early, I think is still pretty strong. But he doesn't have any like crits or anything like that tied to the active. All right, so 2 more attacks and we will transform. We could just stay with this Battle of Gods Vegeta. That's going to be fine. Vegeta should be pretty impactful. By the way, I think I probably am going to do a video on this Battle of Gods Vegeta in the Omega Shenron event. I haven't really used him because I don't think like his design is the greatest for that fight, but we'll test him out. All right, so Trunks, we're going to get our last 2 attacks needed right here for Trunks to be able to transform. There we go. There's the second super attack. So now Trunks has done 5 attacks. Again, I think it's going to be rather consistent. The point where you wouldn't be able to transform early with Trunks on turn 5, it would really be if something goes really wrong and you take a ton of damage early on. It is possible that Trunks himself, by the way, can take a ton of damage. Right here, like if he doesn't guard, that would be really bad for us. I'm just going to go ahead and do the skip right here. Let's throw this out. Let's see what it looks like with the skip. So we'll just toss that out right there. Boom. Nice. You know, full health bar. We attack broke him as well. We'll do exactly this. Gohan is so bad. 92k defense is certainly not a good look. It's definitely not a good look when the day 1 unit is, you know, got 90k defense. Not a fan of that so much. Now, we could die here if Gohan or Trunks get super attacked by this Cell. I think we could die. Maybe we attack broke the super attack. That would be pretty good. Oh, there it is right there. Perfect. AGL LR Gohan is... I mean, Super Trunks... I would probably have to rank Super Trunks as stronger than AGL LR Gohan, right? I would think so, but... this guy is definitely the best unit on the team, besides Super Trunks himself. So this guy's essential. But that's what also sucks about it, is, like, this is, you know, the best character besides Trunks, and they're like, okay, like, let's just release a band unit of the same character. Like, I mean, yeah, we could definitely have 2 Super Saiyan Gohans, it's fine. But, like, I just don't like that choice, right? It hurts. It hurts. They did not give, I think, Super Trunks a lot of love here. I don't like some of the decision making. Yeah, I'm really glad I brought that Gohan, man. Oh, yeah, so we transform. I was about to turn the audio up, but remember, this is just a passive transformation. We haven't seen one of these in quite a while. So Trunks is going to transform into Super Trunks, and we are not going to... Bro, look at our HP. All right, now, I guess I should mention this. Yeah, maybe it was a mistake to bring that Gohan. Yeah, sorry that the day one character sucks, man, and gets us killed. My bad. I guess I shouldn't use the new summonable characters, guys. My bad, my bad. All right, so there's one negative here. So Trunks gets 4 key, 300% attack and defense. So he's essentially auto-supering, which is good. He gets a guaranteed additional super and guaranteed guard for the first 3 turns. But then right here, additional 200% attack and defense depending upon your remaining HP. Greater the HP, greater the boost. Well, I got some bad news. We're not very high in terms of our HP right there. Then Trunks gets another 100% attack and defense when performing a super attack. And he also does guaranteed stun, which actually will do something in this particular fight. And then Trunks, you could do Trunks' active at any time. There's 2 different conditions. Either HP is 60% or more, or you could do it whenever if there's a cell. So if we were fighting Omega right now, we would not be able to use his active. We took incredible damage, unfortunately. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. Vegeta needs to build up a little bit. He's gotten 0 hits. We can grab a lot of these tech orbs to heal up a little bit. Not really a great... This is not going good, needless to say. I mean, this is because I brought that STR Gohan, right? He's taken so much damage already. That Gohan, he sucks so bad. What a dreadful character. I don't know what they were thinking. All right, so Trunks, damn, 8.57 he's at. This is a guaranteed crit, by the way. Trunks' super attack effect. Yeah, look how good his aura looks, too. Like, do you see how good that looks? Like, that last shot, I think it's from that episode, man. Like, that aura looks really strong. Okay, so Trunks' super attack effect, 30% attack and defense for 1 turn, immense damage to the enemy, and then he does the guaranteed crits, right? So, pretty good. I was actually pretty impressed with that attack stat, considering that was us with incredibly low HP, right? Our HP was minuscule at this point, so I think that was pretty good. We could transform with AGL LR Gohan. I think I'm probably actually gonna withhold that. I am really trying to just get same type orbs right here to heal up. I want to heal up so we can get some higher stats out of Trunks here, man. Jeez. Alright, so remember, Trunks will do the stun. Okay, so he does take 20k right there. At Rainbow Link level 10, certainly he's going to be very powerful defensively, but, I mean, I'm going to want to see what the numbers are going to look like. I mean, remember that Super Trunks, he's getting another 100% attack and defense from performing a super attack, so he is going to be significantly stronger defensively after he supers, right? Like, not only are you getting the 100% attack and defense from his passive, but we're also going to be getting the 30% attack and defense from his super attack effect. And then... So his super attack effect, it is all attacks become crits for 1 turn. So if we would get like a hidden potential system additional normal, it would still be a crit. Okay. We're going to die here. That's okay. We are going to die right here, but I'm going to come back in for a second run. I'm going to just let it play out. We're going to get Battle of Gods Vegeta's support up real quick. I'm not going to use Super Trunks' Ghost Usher because I just want to see what Trunks does in this rotation. After this, I'm going to come back, maybe in the Cell fight, maybe in a Red Zone Freeze fight. We're just going to come back in some fight, and we're going to get Battle of Gods Vegeta's support right here, which is what I wanted. But I want to come back where we're on a turn where Super Trunks has full HP, right? Because we were looking at a little bit of a nerfed version of Super Trunks because that STR Gohan got us obliterated, right? So it's at 9.66 right here. Because, again, there's a lot of attack and defense he's missing out on. Oh, no, we're not going to die because he's going to guaranteed stun. I'm a silly Billy. Of course. Right, this cell can still be stunned. But, yeah, that shitty STR Gohan, I mean, you guys understand that he was dead to rights, right? Like, he was donezo. So, yeah, I would say downsides for the Trunks team, for sure, would be the capability you have in that Trunks, like, if things go bad right away, they're going to stay bad. because of the fact that Trunks is getting so much from his HP, right? Like, if your health is low, you can't do the Ghost Usher, which I guess we might as well just pop this right now. So again, we could do this when HP is 60% or more, or if there's a cell. It's pretty much the same animation, although now he is clearly in Super Trunks form. So sure, let's go ahead and pop this. Let's get this. This is going to give us a Ghost Usher for the turn, by the way, which is awesome. Okay. Yeah, that does make sense. Okay, so the other thing that active can do, I mean, I don't know. There's no boss that's immune to being Ghost Ushered, right? That's definitely gonna come. Like, I think that there's so many characters that could do Ghost Ushers now. I anticipate a boss that would cancel that, which would only make sense. I think it's good to have a healthy mix of a couple of strong bosses in the game. One could cancel dodge, one could cancel the Ghost Usher, right? I think having different bosses like that is good. It's a good thing. But if a boss did cancel the Ghost Usher, because active skills trigger the whole passive, notice that Trunks did the guaranteed stun as well. The guaranteed stun proc from his passive, which is Trunks stuns enemies guaranteed, that characters that are hit by a super attack. Now, in this fight in particular, I guess you are able to stun up until Cell goes into buff form, but you're not really ever going to see this stun, like, actually help. I guess we did here. We would have already died without, like, the stun on Trunks' passive on the last turn, but, like, this is not good. Just guaranteed stun on a character that's like turn 5 or beyond. If you're gonna stun or seal or attack debuff, you need to be doing it turn 1, right? It's just that simple. All right, we could get Soul versus Soul, but I think at Link level 1 that's just key anyway, right? I don't think Soul versus Soul has a particularly great buff anyway. Oh no, Soul versus Soul at Link level 10, it does become 2 key and 5% attack and defense, so it's just like prepare for battle. All right, let's get some damage from Trunks. All right, so now on this next turn, things are actually going to start to get a little bit more negative here for us. We are still going to be able to use the active skill, though, because of the fact that we're fighting Cell. But we would be in big trouble on this turn right here if we weren't fighting a Cell. Because Trunks, although we do have the 8th anniversary LR, okay. Remember that Trunks here? He now loses a lot. He loses the additional super and his guard for the first 3 turns. So at this point, like, once the first 3 turns wear off, like, you gotta be running him in, like, slot 2 or 3 at that point. He, again, at this point, kind of loses what makes him spectacular. We can just go ahead and toss this out right here. We'll get the Ghost Usher, which will be a W. So sure, let's go ahead and toss this out. Trunks, I guess, still is doing, like, guaranteed crits and stuff like that. Even without the first 3 turns of his super powerful passive. So what do I think of this Trunks? He's very good. He has a very high ceiling. The thing is that things can go very negative for you easily. Like, I don't think it's that tough for shit to just go really bad. I mean, if you're just going to do every single run by resetting for perfect opening rotations, I mean, yeah, you're probably going to be fine. I mean, Trunks, like, if we're fighting Omega, I mean, if Trunks would, you know, we run him in slot 2, Trunks still super attack, stuff like that, but then Omega just supers him right away. Trunks would take damage if he's not guarding. And then, again, once you fall low on HP, that could start a chain reaction of bad shit, honestly. That's why STR Gohan being a healing character was a really good idea, but, you know. What do we want to do here? I mean, let's be serious. We can't. Let's just play to win for now. Let's just move forward. I mean, I brought this shitty character, so he is supporting. I mean, Trunks is getting a little bit of support. If Cell supers in slot 3 right here, like, we lose. Because again, we're using 55% Trunks and stuff like that. I mean, my Trunks, once we're rainbowed and shit, we're gonna have a full dodge build. And I think I specifically am gonna look for a couple of really good additional end dodge equips. I definitely have some. I am very hesitant to ever give those particular equips out, like, for free, the dodge and additional, because they're just way too good. And honestly, even Trunks, he's great, but he's so restrictive. Like, do I see myself using this Trunks as much as, like, AGL Carnival Goku or LR Bulma or something like that? Like, no, because he's so restrictive. But, I mean, if I want the Android Cell Saga category to get stronger in my box, I need to make this Trunks as good as we can. So I'm probably going to give him what I consider to be my very best equips. By the way, we are getting an Android Cell Saga equip/orb event. Don't you dare, dude. He's not gonna. Okay. I mean, that would have been high comedy, but sure. We are getting an event. Oh my god, what do we do here? We lose. That's what we do. What was I saying? There's an equip event. I don't know why it's coming out on the 8th. They're dropping an equip event for this shitty category, Android Cell Saga, but it drops in a week. Why? Why would it not drop with the start of the celebration? Like, they're like, yeah, please use your good orbs, and then we're gonna pump fake you with really good shit. So I don't know. I'm just gonna give Trunks my best stuff. I think we're probably just gonna die here. We did heal all the way back up. Our HP is only... We're under 600k? I guess it's because the lack of LRs, huh? I mean, to be fair, we have two 55% Trunkses, but that HP is not good enough. I mean, well, no, we have three 55% units, because we also do have the STR Gohan. But remember that the STR Gohan has an unnaturally high defensive stat. 11 million. Yeah, this is good. So we see Trunks, his stats are high because now we're at full health, right? There's the guaranteed crit. Pretty good. Dude, where's Cell's super? Is he going to super this Gohan? How many stacks do we have for this Gohan? It's probably a one-shot. Yeah, we're probably going to get one-shot right here. Maybe, because our HP is not that high. He might take like 650 or something. Yeah, exactly. Sure. Okay. That's where, like, you know, if we had... Maybe if all the two Trunks plus Gohan with Rainbowed, we'd have enough HP to just be able to tank that. All right, now real quick, I guess that was good. Like, we did see everything we needed to see from Trunks. Do we need to see more than that? Nah, I feel pretty good. We saw what his stats look like with full HP. We saw him do the guaranteed crits. We got the actives and stuff like that. We explained everything about the character. I think we're good. Yeah, that actually does work. Now, to end this, let's take a look at this Android Cell Saga category. So, remember, you're going to be using Trunks as lead, and you're going to have the friend Trunks. So that's one character already for the restriction. So we got to find two characters. If we look at this category, it's just not good enough. Right? This guy's a pre-red zone. He's not strong enough. A team that would mix hero and villain characters, they can work, but you need really good luck, right, to typically make it work effectively. Opening rotations, where attacks are and stuff like that. I don't think that running like a Cell rotation of like Int Perfect Cell and like AGL Perfect Cell will work effectively. Number one, because AGL Perfect Cell, I mean, you could get away with him in slot 1, but it's not a good idea because you're just relying on... What is it? It's 35% dodge he has? Yeah, 35% dodge. That's just not good enough, I don't think. And like Future Gohan and Trunks, I'm not really a fan of them. I mean, by the time, like, you know, 1 month after they dropped, their defense is already power crept. Looking at the tech characters, I mean, this character is, like, they can be strong, but, I mean, particularly in the most important fights that matter right now, the fights against Sin and Omega, I mean, this is the type of character that gets bullied. They can get reasonable defense after they attack, but again, against the Omega fights, they're not really going to be that good. You certainly can run them, though. I mean, the rest of this is looking pretty iffy. I mean, there's not really anything too great there. Here's the Int characters. Again, there's nothing too crazy. I mean, Int LR Gohan, his EZA was 2 years ago now, and even on release, his EZA was not really that good. This guy certainly could EZA and be really interesting. This guy's got a good kit. So this guy is a very intriguing EZA, actually. I could see this guy being a very, very strong character once he gets his EZA. So definitely keep that in mind. But for the most part, Int characters, you know, aren't really that good. All right, let's take a look at STR. Super Vegeta is too old. He's 2 years old now. Like, he's literally 2 years old. This time slot was when they dropped the Super Vegeta 2 years ago. This character can be used effectively, but Gohan is not what he once was. With how long the Omega fight is, we could certainly get Gohan fully built up by the time we get to the end, but I don't think that this guy, on release, it's like this guy turn 1 would have been like the best unit in the game, but it's certainly not like that anymore. And we don't really have anything else. This guy could get an awakening at some point, by the way. This Gohan, he doesn't have an awakening. This is a very early character. He doesn't even have that yet. Okay, so there's that. And then we look at this, and it's like, I mean, maybe if it's a short fight, we could probably get away with Heart Virus Goku. I'm not really a big fan of him. I mean, how would that work against Omega? We'd lose. This guy would get destroyed by STR Omega, even with his abilities up. STR Omega probably would hit this guy pretty hard. Plus, this guy is also lowering your HP with his super attack effect, which is very counterintuitive with Trunks, because Trunks really wants to maintain high health. So this guy is not a good combo unit with Trunks. Future Gohan, we could rock. I mean, Future Gohan's got, he's not... This guy's about to be... His EZA is closing in on 2 years old, by the way. 2 months away. This guy is 2 years old. But, like, we can rock him. At least he could have a little bit of defense. Although, STR Omega would hit this guy very hard as well. Even though he's got damage reduction and stuff like that. So, you could just see... Oh, this guy... if things went perfectly, we could rock Piccolo. But keep in mind that, you're not going to be able to transform with him. I don't like the idea of running Piccolo on the Android Cell Saga team. Probably not a good idea. So, this team is just, for the most part, fodder. We need several strong options added to it, not just like 1 or 2. And, they give us this Gohan who's just dreadful. If this guy was actually better than mid, we'd be in business, but guess what? He is mid as hell. Alright guys, this is Super Power Counterattack, Super Saiyan Trunks Teen. Leader skill is Mastered Evolution or Android Cell Saga. Category key 3 and 170% of stats, and then he gets the additional 30% HP attack and defense to characters in rapid growth or earthbred fighters. So, I mean, Trunks certainly makes for a great leader for the Android Cell Saga team with his restrictions and how strong he can be. I don't know why they couldn't have tagged one extra leader skill on here. I mean, sure. It's not like it wouldn't be the craziest ever because he has that Android Cell Saga restriction, but they could have tossed on Saviors, Entrusted Will, Rapid Growth, Heavenly Events, Vegeta family. Like you could have thrown on one of those other categories for a third leader skill. I'm gonna be harping on that moving forward. Characters should have 3 leader skills always. Trunks' super attack is the Burning Breaker, which raises attack and defense by 30% for 1 turn and then does immense damage to the enemy. Trunks' passive skill is Secret Power, which gives him 2 key and 150% attack and defense at the start of turn. Trunks giving himself 2 key is very good. We like that. Then Trunks gets an additional 100% attack and defense, an additional that has a 70% chance of being a super, and then a high chance, a 50% chance of guarding with 3 or more Android Cell Saga allies on the team. If you're running this guy as the leader, the friend Trunks will count as one of the 3. So you only actually have to get 2 characters. One of them, AGL LR Gohan, is mega top tier. So that's not a problem. But then the second unit, you could run in Physical Future Gohan could get destroyed. The Tech Androids could get destroyed. Like, you're running a lot of characters who have the real good chance of getting destroyed. And then even Trunks himself in base can get destroyed also. So, there's definitely... He's a high-risk, high-reward character for how dominant his Super Trunks form can be, but all the hoops you have to jump through to get him there, right? People will laser focus on that guard chance. I really think it's fine. I wish that his additional wasn't tied to the restriction, though. I think they could have kept the additional in base, and maybe Trunks has an additional that has a 50% chance to be a super instead, just baseline. And then the buff from Android Cell Saga, still the extra 100% attack and defense, but then give it guaranteed guard. I feel like something like that might work a little bit better. Because the reason it's so important to make sure to hit this condition, it's not the guard. Although, again, Super Saiyan Trunks could get fodderized by a big boss, for sure. If you're not able to get him transformed quickly. But it's that additional that you need to transform faster. It's so important. Then Trunks gets 70% attack and defense on super attack. And then finally, he is super effective against all types if there is a cell enemy. And then Trunks will transform when conditions are met. So his transformation condition is that he will transform after he's done 5 attacks. So the turn starts and he's done 5 or more attacks, Trunks will automatically transform. And again, it's not an active skill or anything like that, so you don't get to choose. He will just transform right away. Depending upon the fight, the hardest fight in the game in particular, there is definitely value to hanging on to that transformation as long as you can. Like, maybe something like, we get Trunks turn 1, we float him off, right? And then we get him on turn 4, we get his last attacks, and we float him off again. Like, could be a wise strategy, but, I mean, the only thing about that is, you have to have these other shitty Android Cell Saga characters who suck balls, who then would have to carry the load, which I don't know how well that would work. Trunks has an active skill in base Super Saiyan form here. The Man Who Survived Hell. He greatly raises attack temporarily, does ultimate damage to the enemy, and then he attack breaks an action. Pretty good, pretty good. And you could do that starting from the 3rd turn of HP 60% or more. One thing that's really strong about that is it does count as an attack for his transformation. So if you get even 1 hidden potential system additional or the active, you will transform on his 3rd turn. So I do think it's going to be quite easy to transform with this guy. His link set is Golden Warrior, Messenger from the Future, Super Saiyan, Royal Lineage, Prepare for Battle, Soul versus Soul, Fierce Battle. Kind of a typical, like, Super Saiyan type link. Nothing crazy, nothing wrong here. I mean, maybe we could have done better than Soul versus Soul, but that's kind of the one issue. 12 key multiplier is 150%. Typical number we see for Dokkan Festival exclusive characters these days. And then finally, Trunks, I mean, he's on, dude, so many teams. And this is where it really is such a huge bummer that he has the tight Android Cell Saga restriction. Because, this guy, even still, most of these teams, you're still using him anyway. Because he's just better than everything that there's options for. But, you're not... He's going to be very weak in base, and it's going to be very tough to get the Super Trunks if you don't have the restriction, right? So for starters, he has Mastered Evolution. I do like... Mastered Evolution is definitely... I don't know if I want to call it a weaker category, but another leader for this is not a bad idea. Okay, so that's good. Then we have Android Cell Saga as well. I mean, yeah, dude, look how few options. This is a World Tournament character who sucks balls, by the way, and this guy is like a year ago. This is like, what is he, like June of 2022? So now we have yet another thing. Oh, now I want Android Cell Saga buffs. I want buffs for Super 17. I want buffs for Kale, right? Like, but Android Cell Saga certainly does need help. They could do a lot with Cell still and Gohan and stuff. There's a lot they could use. Trunks is on Rapid Growth. Really good that this category, gets help. This is a category that needs it for sure. Trunks is also over here on... Oh, this is Earthbred Fighters already? Yeah, this is very... Oh, it's because... I guess because the reason it's so high up in the category listing right here is because of the fact that most of these categories he only gets because of the Super Trunks transformation, I guess. Because, yeah, this is Earthbred Fighters right here. Okay, that's very high up. It is, right? Yeah, that's Earthbred Fighters, okay. Then we have Hybrid... Oh, it's high up because it's part of his leader skill. It's one of the 30% from his leader skill. That's why. For characters... Their leader skill categories are always at the top. That's why. I was like, dude, why is Earthbred Fighter so high up? That's why. Then he's on Hybrid Saiyans. The Hybrid Saiyan curse continues, dude. Every single Hybrid Saiyan character that comes out, or EZAs or anything, like, they have restrictions for non-Hybrid Saiyan characters. It's so funny. Every hybrid that comes out. He's also on the Future category team. We would love Future buffs, man. There's Dokkan. There's still so many types of characters I want to release, for sure. Then we're also over here. What is this? This is Time Traveler right here. Time Traveler would be a really nasty leader. This would be, like, when they give us, Blue Goku and Vegeta that fuse into Vegito, them leading Time Traveler would be really awesome, because Time Traveler is just such a juicy, fat category. You have a lot on Time Traveler, right? Then Trunks is also over here on the Vegeta family team, which has definitely gotten, like, Battle of Gods Vegeta, very strong. Vegeta and Trunks still hanging in there. But the Vegeta family team, of course, still needs more options. I would love a run of Vegeta family units. Like, you know, I think Super Saiyan Vegeta from the fight against Android 19 would be awesome. There's a lot of stuff they could still do there. Then Trunks is also on, this is the Super Saiyan category right here. Really good buff for the Super Saiyan team. We like that. Trunks is also on the Bond of Master and Disciple. Remember, he's on LR Kid Gohan's 200% team, which is good. So we'll take that. Trunks is also over here on the Savior category team. This is awesome. Again, Savior. I mean, look how infrequently this team gets characters, so we'll certainly take a new Savior buff. That's awesome. Then Trunks is also on Connected Hope. See, dude, these Trunks characters are just on all these, like, small, niche teams. It's good to get a DOKKANFEST option for these. Then we have Heavenly Events, another weaker category team. What else do we have right here? Then this is Entrusted Will right here, I believe is what this is. This is a leader skill Trunks should have had. We've never gotten another leader skill for Entrusted Will besides that AGL Trunks, who is probably not good enough. He's not good enough to be run, by the way, that AGL Trunks. I don't think so. Then we have Transformation Boost that Trunks is a part of. That's good. You know, we're getting more super class characters on Transformation Boost again, right? Beast, Battle of Gods, Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, God Goku, LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, so that's awesome. Then Trunks is also on Full Power. Yeah, Full Power has gotten some real beefy options lately. That's awesome as well. And then finally, Trunks is on Beyond Super Saiyan. This is the Beyond Super Saiyan category, which they do count the Super Trunks and Super Vegeta forms as being on. So there is base Super Saiyan Trunks. Again, he has so many category teams. Nice that he can help out so many teams. We have his transformation, which we could do once he does 5 attacks. I would say it's going to be pretty consistent that this guy will transform on turn 5 if he's in the first rotation, or turn 6 if he's in the second rotation, or I guess turn 7 if he's in slot 7, right? So once you transform into Super Trunks, super attack changes, passive changes, he gets another active skill, but his link set does not change. So Super Trunks' super attack becomes the Buster Cannon, which raises attack and defense by 30% for 1 turn, does immense damage to the enemy, and then all attacks for the turn become guaranteed crits for Super Trunks, which is a huge W. His passive skill becomes Power Up Phase 2. He gets 4 ki and 300% attack and defense. Very good. He gets an additional super and guard for the first 3 turns, which is really strong. If you have 2 Super Trunkses, right, back to back like this, they're going to be really powerful. They're going to make quick work out of a lot of the toughest bosses in the game, man. Guaranteed double super, guaranteed double crit is really strong. Really strong. And I mean, he's getting defense from that super attack effect. You additionals on this guy really do matter a lot, right? So I do, like, if you're not, I hate dodge, I'm going full additional, it's like, yeah, dude, full additional makes so much sense for this guy, right? You're getting your transformation, you know, I mean, I think it's going to be pretty consistent regardless, but you could, you know, make it even more likely that you'll get the Super Trunks when you want to. He gets defense on both super attack effects in base and in Super Trunks, and then he gets the guaranteed crits, right? Like, I mean, he's already doing guaranteed crits. Even if you get a hidden potential system additional normal after he supers, and then he's building up even more damage throughout the turn, and then it's still going to be a guaranteed crit normal. So again, even a hidden potential system additional normal on Super Trunks will do damage. So that's going to be good. So, you know, that very powerful right there. Then Trunks gets an additional attack and defensive buff of up to 200%, depending upon his remaining HP. Greater the HP, the greater the boost. And then finally, Trunks, well, there's 2 more things. Trunks gets 100% attack and defense on super attack. So Trunks guarding, then double supers or triple supers, like, he is even Omega, Trunks is going to be eating that for free. Like, he's going to take very little, I think, even from the toughest boss in the game. If Trunks gets to super first before he gets super attacked, it's pretty, I mean, Omega, in my experience, it just seems random. He supers in slot 3 a lot, he supers in slot 2 a lot, he supers in slot 1 a lot. It just seems like he's everywhere to me. So there's that. And then finally, Trunks has a guaranteed stun on enemies hit by his super attack. Remember, that's a 1-turn stun, but I just don't think it's really that valuable. We actually did see value from it in this video, but for the most part, I don't think you're going to get a ton of value out of that. I don't. Then Trunks has it's the same active skill, it's just a stronger version. I like what they did with this, right? Where he could do it in base and in Super Trunks, and it's very powerful. This probably is the strongest active skill. Well, it might be the strongest active skill in the game. It's up there. It's even if we're gonna argue like, oh, I mean, it's not as good as Orange. I mean, is Orange Piccolo the best active in the game? Right? Like it gets tough. But this is like a top 5 level active. Even if it's actually, we did like a huge analysis, it's the 7th best active skill or some shit. It's top 5 level. That's all. The active skill is super good for this guy. So it's the man who survived hell, just like in base. Massively raised attack temporarily, ultimate damage to the enemy. He ghost ushers, and then all attacks are crits. So he ghost ushers and does guaranteed crits. It's very strong. I mean, the guaranteed crits on the active is not as strong as you'd think because of the fact that he already does it on his super attack effect, but that still means that the active is always going to be a crit, which is awesome. And that can be used immediately as soon as you transform, as long as HP is 60% or more. So he has 2 conditions. You could use it at any point if your HP is above 60% or if there's a cell. So all throughout this character's kit, in base with his active skill, transformed with his passive 200% extra stats buff, and then of course with his active in his transform state, HP matters for this character. So that's kind of like how they balance it, right? You are forced to bring shitty characters to make sure that Super Trunks is at full power, and if those shitty characters fail you, well, then Super Trunks is going to be weaker as well. So something to keep in mind. So there we go. There is the DOKKANFEST Super Trunks. I do think he is a spectacular character. Do I think he's too weak? No. I'm not a fan of the restriction, but it does unfortunately make sense. I think that they balanced his design pretty well. This seems like a good release. It's just, my god, they could have made that band unit a little bit better. If that STR Gohan was a little bit better, I think we'd be a little bit more in gamer mode with this Trunks, right? So let me know what you guys think of DOKKANFEST Super Trunks. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.